Ready? Good to go. We will open the drainage board meeting for August 6th. Regular meeting. The first meeting will be recorded, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we take that. I will promise I'll do my best.
Yeah. Okay. So, first on the agenda, approval of minutes, July 2nd.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Motion by Steve, seconded by Rod to approve the minutes. Yes, submitted, discussion. All those in favor of the motion to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Short agenda, we got a follow-up, the Lake Village project, I guess you guys talked about that.
We discussed it.
In the commissioners meeting, basically, I'm gonna have to relook the numbers. Because it's brought up to like to see that pipe bedded in stone. The only reason I didn't plan on that initially was to save cost, but sharing with the highway department willing to help with the stone and the trucking, which is gonna make a huge difference, so. This sounds like we're probably gonna have to get a regular bid process. Find out, because I got two estimates. They'd like to see three, an actual quote bid type process, so that we can stay within them. Was it, if it's under 50? You just need estimates, but if it goes over 50, then you need three.
You can't get the third, you just gotta prove that you tried to reach out to get the
Okay, so like, if you take the owner's estimate. What you're saying, but under 50,000, the county is all the truck and stuff. But what happens if we go over, and that's, we'll right there with us.
I mean, I think if you would accept it the way it is, but then, I mean, if you would have something that would change, I think that would just come later. I mean, you can't predict. If they gave you a quote of 145, but you got in and something happened, I don't think you would have.
I thought it was 50 to 150,000,
Correct.
you have to put it out for bid, and if you can't get a bid, then you have to get three estimates.
No, opposite. Under 50, you can just do it. 50 to 150,
That's
you
what I
have to
said.
get three quotes. If it's more than 150, you have to take it to bid.
Okay.
But the one quote coming in at 145,000, I believe there was a quote, something like that, so if that happens. And they get in and it goes above, I think we would still be okay with it. I mean,
Just
that's
extra.
an unforeseen,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, that.
Well, and my memory is, I think there's like and I don't have the statute in front of me, but I think there's like a 10% rule or something like that too. Where if the amount is within 10%, you don't have to rebid it. But I'd have to pull the statute to confirm that. I'm just going off memory.
Okay.
So,
I think it's probably right. So I think you'd be okay with it, honestly, I'm gonna.
If the numbers shouldn't change.
Drastically, yeah, we'll be under 100. We'll be under 75. That's with the highway department.
Might be under 60.
Yeah,
You just won't be under the 50,
well, it's gonna be right there.
That's been right there.
I mean.
But there's gonna be something else come out that's gonna go.
Because the only thing that's not in the order's estimate is the rising, which I just found out. Yesterday, yeah, I didn't add on to that, so that puts you pretty close to.
You're right, that's like it.
So for safety's sake, I would,
He gave it to us in the last meeting.
I just think to get it moving, I mean, it's August. I'd want to see this done before winter.
yeah,
I mean, what can you do to make this just get started? So,
Not that.
That was a. Give it us in the last meeting.
Oh, he should do that. Okay.
I just know that I believe the commissioners approved, we would, out of county general, do an additional up to 150,000 to go to council in September.
For this project.
once, if Anna Shannon can call it, we're not probably. But I think we said it before Sheriff said that, we're not. We buy this. We're not with you guys, but now we're gonna be.
Well, that's what I said, you can redo it, but I would still almost recommend you never. That's if you don't use it all, you don't use it all.
If I spend it, just like. People soon. Because if we wait to find out what the final numbers are, what it might be, now you're another month before you can get it.
Right, this year, then we won't get it done.
You know,
And I'm sure that's yard, but. It needs to be done.
I would suggest you guys put the additional, if there was some more worst case scenario, and then
I feel sorry for those guys, cause they got to run it, the whole project. And they didn't make the rules,
no, exactly right.
you know? So,
So on that same line, I think was there, you guys, somebody was looking into,
Yeah,
probably the engineering firm.
Linda and I had a conversation to that effect yesterday. I did have a chance to look, we spoke yesterday about bringing the ability to bring an action. Normally, the commissioners as the executive body would be the ones that do that. However, under the drainage code, there is a statutory provision that allows the drainage board to bring its own actions.
Well, and I would be, you know,
They would be-
that's been part of the whole question in all this, is, you know, is it drain port project, is it commissioner project, is it,
Well, and I actually, cause I have this,
I don't care.
Well, the contract said that the owner was Yuba County.
right,
Yeah, and
which
that's,
makes it a commissioner.
right, and I think. That's what I said, because of the grant process, what, you know, the county is the sponsor, stuff like that.
Now, yeah, this drain doors, we're gonna take it over now. Once we get this.
These roadside ditches that you're dealing with are highway department jurisdiction. That's why Sharon said that she had funds where she could justify hauling the
The
stone.
talk at the time, if I remember correctly, was, you know, the main, the ditch and all, gonna get that under assessment, regulated.
Correct. Everything's west of
Side
300.
ditches would not be under the maintenance of the.
Well, that was my next question, is this area all regulated or are there portions that are? Because you guys only have jurisdiction over regulated. drains.
Well, that's the thing, none of it's regulated right now.
Right,
You
but the only thing that will be regulated is the tile in the open ditch west of 300.
But it isn't to this day.
No, it's not, but
We
it,
have a
that's what I
potential
told
to
her.
do that, so
right,
once again, I don't know if this board has any authority. to do-
yeah, I mean statutorily, you only have jurisdiction over regulated.
And I've
drains.
said that from the beginning. I'm just trying to help out.
Right.
If I know how to figure it out.
Well, and whether it's the grand for the town is gonna be the county's surveyors, you got responsibility.
Right.
Okay, so you guys are still.
And I told Linda, I'm happy to help, assist in any way that I can, so we'll work together on it.
Sounds good. Do you guys have anything on that? Anymore?
Do we need to have anything else?
No, just question.
No.
Nice for the next subject. Is there?
Until we come up with new numbers.
Just Sharon helping with the truck and trucking will make a difference. It's a clarification that she can help move the dirt as well. That would be huge, huge.
Yeah, no, I only asked because you've been involved in this project longer than most of us in Rural.
Yeah.
Page.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Kindig Montgomery update.
It looks good. There was one, I don't know, Jamie, do you have that?
Yep, they all have the invoice.
Okay. There was,
There's an additional.
they put in for an additional, when they got out there, there was a fresh tree. That wasn't there when we looked at it. It was, actually had green leaves on it that cracked into the ditch, so so that's why there's an additional. You guys will just have to approve these. But yeah, I walked it. Yeah, I mean, I walked it. What was that, Monday? Yeah. It was nice. It really made a difference.
I'll make the motion to do this.
I'll second that.
Now, this one, I'll point out, this was the joint drain. So this is shared with Benton County. And the part we're working on is the unregulated portion that we offered to do to help the flooding with the town of Kentland.
Yeah, we got, that's the one where I get special permission from Brad to go out on his property and.
And the tree is removed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they got it. Well, we gotta do.
Is the work all done?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's beautifully.
So is the additional to 1589? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
So motion, Steve, second by Rod, to approve the additional for the tree removal that was not there when the bidding took place. For $1,589, that's how I take it. Any discussion? The only thing I'll add is, kind of like Jamie talked about, it is a joint drain, although Benton County is really something.
Yeah.
Forward, even on them regulating.
Yeah, they took this.
Other than I think we just need to contact them. And tell them what should be good.
Yeah, they approved using the King Montgomery fund to, even though that portion isn't regulated, to pay for.
Yeah.
The fix, but it is the outlet.
So. Any other discussion on the motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else on that? Dobson ditch wall.
I think you got it, but, you received a quote from Alice Construction. You have?
I think you know that.
I get a call.
Yeah, I emailed it to you. But,
I think I've seen it.
Last month, he said.
and I know we've treated this as, an emergency, even though it's been a year in the making, because it looks cold.
I think it's been longer than a year.
But it's eroding bad. But I forgot to ask Sharon, because his quote doesn't include, bringing riprap in, as I asked Sharon if she could do that. Where the wall had fell on the other side of the sheeting, it's gonna make that's what the riprap that. So he needs like 3 loads of riprap. They said we could probably do it a lot cheaper than he could do it, you know, and bring a truck on it from the port, if we can get it from the highway department.
So what's he doing with the section of the wall that's falling?
He's gonna break it up and get it out of there.
And that's in this.
Yeah.
And the other 2 sections of the stay.
Those are gonna stay,
But it's not to
They're-
the island.
he'll drag the sheeting, and then he's gonna put, we call it Dewey dag rods or something with a plate. To keep them from falling over. They'll tie it back to the sheeting. So you're gonna dig a trench on the outside of the wall. But he's gonna be driving 30-foot sheets. Because it's 15 exposed, 115 in the ground. And then he can tie the core holes in the wall and tie it back to the sheet to keep them from moving. And after I went out to, now that the gas line was done, I crawled down there and probed around. That wall somehow snapped off like 4 foot above the footing. It didn't fall off of the footing. It's actually broke. There's a stub of a wall that goes further into the ground. I'm convinced somebody hit it with something. There's no, why did that? I mean, it just sheared off in a straight line. And I don't see any rebar sticking out, so there must not be any rebar in that concrete. But somebody had worked hard. One of the trucks coming in and out there or something had to run into that. What else would make that just snap off like that? And the other 3 sections are fine, you know. I don't know, it's weird, but. He said it would take him. Like 8 days. We already talked to Series. Then they're fine with, because it's gonna have to close that road. And he said, we were talking about doing it in September. And they said that's fine, they don't have as much truck traffic during that time, and they'll just come around the other way. So they're all for it too. It's treated it, I think. Past experience, I think if it's declared an emergency.
Well, that's what I guess what I'm asking is like, what is the actual nature? Does it fall under that emergency?
It's eroding. It's eroding away, and eventually the road next to it is gonna
Cause like
collapse.
where I've had this come up is like, you have a ditch there's a storm and it's probably needs to do a flooding because there's an obstruction and you have to hide, you know. I don't know, like if you're saying it's going to erode over time, that's probably a maintenance issue as to where if it's like, hey, this needs to be done now because it's flooding up.
We wanted it done immediately, but we found a 4-inch gas main running
Yeah.
through there.
Now,
And
one,
nobody could verify whether it was live or not. The locator said it was, and then NIPSCO, after 6 months or 8 months of going back and trying to get an answer,
sure,
they came out and I specifically asked to be there when they came out to tap it to see what was in there. And the next time I go out there to look at it, there's a 1-foot section cut out of it. So it is dead, but they never told me they were there. So I didn't get to ask any follow-up questions, and now they won't answer my emails at all. That's because I'm like, here's what we're planning to do. Is this gonna affect, how's that gonna echo that line? Because is it detached from the main that they switched it? Is it still attached? Is it like, I don't know. Nobody will answer my question, so. Ellis isn't worried about it. They're just gonna drive sheets.
Just bury it and start smelling gas, this closet, go.
Yeah, and nobody will claim the phone line, which nobody uses anyway.
It's a question, do we have to? So we're gonna have.
well, and how much is it?
148.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then you're at that.
I mean, we're talking about having a good Lake Village project, I mean, I would think that this would be the same.
Well, I think it's before, you're out of here, but it was declared emergency. But obviously, it's been a year, it's not that big of a one.
Yeah.
Well, and also,
It's getting close, it's getting closer and closer to the road.
Yeah.
And I don't wanna dump riprap in there and then have them.
I get that.
while we're sitting here, I'll try to pull up, I've got a PDF of the drainage code, I can see.
You have a physical copy, would that help you more?
I have a book, yeah, I have a book in my office and it's, it doesn't really do too much good there now, does it?
Should I take a look at it? I got pictures when that first, I got around it, I don't remember when it was. It felt good, they don't. It's been going on for a while.
Before April of
There's-
last year.
It's the person who lives 3 miles from there and drives by it every day almost. It is a thing, it's measured.
Yeah, it's creeping.
Right there, and
It's creeping towards the road. And it was fine for a long time till it started raining again.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it only rose, right?
Not really wrote it much this summer, then.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't for a while.
And you say, and you're saying it's 148?
148.5 is what first estimate is. April 2nd of 24. Yeah, it was one I said. And it's eroded a lot since.
I keep going by to make sure the barricades are still up.
Like they didn't fall in.
Yeah. And you
So-
see a truck getting
So,
too
yeah,
close to that.
I mean, I think we all felt it was an emergency back in April of 24, but now it is. August 25, when this fixed, but still thought that is an emergency.
As the attorney, I
I didn't hear you, but it was officially declared emergency at that time.
I believe so, because that's what we're.
What was officially.
I don't know.
We did the meeting, I don't know, but I don't know if it's.
Well, we do that, that's one, but just,
I know, I was the not a question changed.
yeah,
Yeah, that's, that's right. Yeah.
that's why I called him, because he just did the one down by Donaldson, same exact situation.
We're just doing it, and people, get it done in September, let's get that. Go sit there, guys, and then play goals, that's it. Cross another one off, let's sit in that.
Yeah.
That's not good either way, I just wanna make sure we're not in big trouble. That's all I can, that's all I.
You say the only steps I've read thus far confirms that it does need to be bid. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that accepts that.
Is that the only bid on it?
What's that?
Is that the only bid on it?
Yeah, it's well,
I'd like to, throw some numbers at it, but
Burke came out and looked at it initially and put together an estimate for me, but they were gonna, their estimate was rebuilding it like in kind,
Oh, concrete wall.
put the concrete wall back, and then the other estimate they gave me was taking the wall out and sloping it back. The only way we'd be able to do that is if they paved over more road and move the driveway a little bit, but they don't want to do that, so I like this.
No, and I think you get pretty involved, it's gonna be like, if ownership,
Yeah.
all that.
Well, they rent that yard where they stack their hydro tanks. And the lady at the office in Sirius gave me their contact information for who they pay the rent to the railroad, and I can't get anybody to reply,
Well, no, Wilson's have some of that too.
do they?
All that. They realize that. Well. I bet, at least one time they did, and it was just access to get to the site. But, I mean, just, you said the name, shouldn't yeah, they'll be back.
Sometimes we-
And another thing, if we, all what we have is what they'll ask for, which an estimate of what would you do to fix this from the engineering, or from that construction. So if you go to bid, we have to have some sort of documents to bid on.
Right,
We have to have,
gotta have apples to apples,
yeah, I would think.
I agree.
Yeah, you gotta have this. Everybody's on the same. So now are we back to talking with engineering?
I can give you numbers without even seeing them. It's a pretty straightforward job. Just clean it up, concentrate, make sure you get the right plate.
That's
City
serious.
gold.
Series does,
Maybe knock that whole wall out so ice and water don't get behind it,
Tell us
others
something.
don't fall over.
Series owns that yard, but then the railroad still owns
Yeah,
the whole entrance, all the way over to the doors.
Wilson's didn't have anything in mind. I wonder if Sirius got that yard from Wilson. I agree, long time ago. And I'm not, I just said I was with Wilson. So. I don't know, what do you think? Needs to be fixed.
In 2002, it was Agro Key,
That was.
Jaco. Jasper County Farm Bureau owned it.
Yeah, so Wilson's. So where do we go from here? We're gonna bid this, we have to have something to. Some
I
kind
got a
of.
big package.
Well, I was gonna say, under the reason I asked about the amount was. They delineate in the statute that if it's less than 150, you don't have to do the advertisement requirements that you would for projects over 150. But you still have to go through the three bid process. It's section 79.1 of the drainage code that lays out the requirements for that. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do.
But we're gonna have to come up with some criteria to get on, rather than just, or can you do that? Can you ask?
Are you talking about like just like,
On how to do that? Because we don't have that, we don't have those things, what we have is what it is.
If we use that as the basis and get,
yeah, it says if it's under 150. If the board does not advertise, it shall mail or send by electronic written invitations. For bids to at least three persons believed to be interested in bidding on the work. Invitation shall be mailed by electronic means at least 7 days prior to the date the board will receive bids.
Does there need to be specifics on this is how we want this done in that invitation, or just an invitation to fix this problem?
Yes,
Yes, which way?
yes, no, like, you have to get a description of, basically what you're doing is it's a contract for professional services. Scope of work. It's saying, this is what our proposal is, this is what it includes, this is the estimated cost to do that. Now, obviously, and I also under the drainage code that needs to be approved by the surveyor in order to make sure that it's doing what we're setting out to do, so he's got to approve it, but
I think we can use what he's describing as our scope of work. And then he'll just have to put together an official bid instead of just this email. But we'll have to see if we can get two more people.
So they'll be upset that he did the work and we're gonna take his work and tell him that. This is the scope of work.
That's what I asked him to do, is tell me what's the best way to fix this?
because they also can't statutorily subcontract out an interest unless you approve it. So I would also, if they have any desire to do that, I would let that be known to them, because you can't approve it, but you have to approve it. They can't just go do it without talking to you, so. I would also request if they have any proposed subcontractors they intend to use as well. So,
Because not everybody's got a frame in the contract.
yeah. And the statute doesn't have to use to approve that, but you do have to approve it, it's gotta be once. So.
Both put together,
So, like, yeah, it's a normal, like we always do. You notice the bidders and
That's what I'm gonna do. I think it has to get done sooner than later.
yeah, send it out to our contractor list and then.
If you would just want to shoot a copy of that to me, Bill.
Yeah.
As well, just so I have it for the file. Also.
Yeah, whatever we have to do.
You gotta make a motion for that, or this?
Yeah, I'll just put together a bid package.
Love to see that if you get started September, might not, last one.
Yeah. If I can get, yeah,
busier.
yeah, if I can get. Yeah. We'd have to have a job done before the end of the month. And then if I can get bids by the next meeting, then you can sign a contract and they can start. Cause it'll be, what's our meeting in September? The third, yeah, I'll be early.
Yes. Page.
Which. The benefit.
He's in charge.
Yeah. Okay.
All
I'm
right,
gonna do that.
Yep.
Then also the tops. Anything else to come before the board today?
I just have a couple questions for him, anyway.
Sure.
So. Mrs. Kindig. They have been working on getting together a petition to regulate part of the drinking pool. And she's working with her attorney, Attorney Manis.
Okay,
And I just wanted to clarify, because she came in and checked with me on the status of it. She is under the impression that you and Attorney Manis are working together. Have you?
I have not heard from Attorney Manis.
Okay.
You will find it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, I just,
Want to have an answer.
yeah, I have not heard from him.
Yeah, she said she understood that you were working on it. so
Yeah,
I
now, to be
just-
fair,
for clarification.
to be fair to Mike, I was out for 8 days last week, so he may have called while I was out of the office.
Yeah.
So I certainly don't want to pin anybody as, but yeah, so I was gone, he may have called, but I have not heard from him recently,
Okay,
so,
she just wanted some follow-up on it.
yeah,
So-
but if you'd like, when I get the car, I'm happy to call his office today to see what's going on. So,
I'm sure she'd appreciate that.
yeah, not a problem.
And then I just need a copy of the Wentworth letter that was sent to them
yeah.
about chemical.
I've got it scanned in my file. Will you do me a favor, just so I don't forget? Will you email me and,
Yeah.
because I just know myself, I'll forget, so.
Yes, you will.
Thank you, Linda.
That's not bad. Yesterday morning. You want me? I'll call you right around my meeting, 3:30 that afternoon.
Hey, but you did get a call.
Yeah.
On the brush drainage,
What?
the brush. Chemical mixes, did they get done with everything they were supposed to do this spring?
They got everything done. I was just talking to another farmer about this. I waited for 2 weeks, went and looked there, everything was wilting,
They
a
kill,
lot of it's come back.
I got the same issue, so. What they said, they'd be back in the fall to clean up anything that.
I gotta get a hold of it because this one north of town kills me every time I drive by it.
So I just want, that's why I'm asking, because if that system is good, but
I don't know, cause. I wanted to get out there and watch him do it. But I never could catch up with him. Cause he's watching that thing through a camera. I don't know if he's seeing everything. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I drove around, everything was wilting, turning brown. I thought, man, this is great.
Yeah.
So that's why I went ahead and told Jamie, yeah, go ahead and pay him. And now I see a lot of this.
But he did say when he talked with us that they would come back in the fall,
Yeah,
and that's why I was asking if you kind of followed up on that, because we've got, that was part of the deal, he needs to hold that up, so.
yeah, I got.
Because I got the same issue, that's what just was in my head, so I thought,
No, I've seen it on the 10-day, you look down from 41. It's clean back up. I don't understand. When Anderson sprays it, it's dead. This stays dead forever. He sprayed a lot of shit for us up on the.
And I wonder if some of it's just the bottom of the problem, if it's turning brown, you would think it should be have enough coverage.
but. As a farmer. Is your weed control program working as good this year as it did last year? I would say, I know ours is not, and I
It's
just
just
think,
the lack
I
of
think it's
rain.
the, I think it's just the environment this year. I mean, we've had to go back and respray, I mean, it's not beans like that more than I thought we would. So I'm thinking it's not just it's just the environment issue.
Well, I got
I think.
even that. We did all that dipping on Beaver Creek last winter. And Nyber called me the other day, he said, this thing is still choked with weeds and we just dipped it, but it didn't rain. There was no current, there was no
Right.
flow.
That's that.
Yeah, and it's weeded up again, so I don't know if we try that chemical maintenance again. On where they drip it in off of the bridges,
That worked really well last year.
yeah. But maybe it'll die off this winter and we won't have that problem in the spring, but well, no.
Murphy's Law.
By that.
But yeah, he's like, this thing ain't flowing. I said, we just dug the heck out of it. We took 4 foot of material out of that thing. And yeah, but yeah, it didn't rain. So the water got too low and now it's weeded up again. It's never ending.
Yeah.
The only other thing I got is a will call contract for HWC Engineering. They're gonna be helping me on the section corner that we're behind on because the last company ghosted me. And I'm gonna have them do the engineering on that. Down, what's it, Durham, Denham? What's the name of that ditch?
Yeah.
Denham.
Dirt digger or something.
Yeah, they're gonna clear the brush off and then I'm gonna have them come in this fall and. That's another one, we need to lay pipe in there and just bury it
Yeah.
with catch basins and that type of thing, because. The one guy already lost his shed from erosion. They dug that too deep in that sand and it just won't hold.
How's that project going?
With them,
Mhm.
we're about to get over it pretty soon. We're about 3 or 4 of our loads in, the levee job, it's done, and then we'll be over there. I'm just waiting on the flail more coming for it, so I can get over to the machine. If not, the kids gonna have a lot of extra work, so. But, since you brought that up, there is something over there that we sent out notices. And my phone started blowing up and a couple guys caught my interest. I guess some of the people there. After the bid went through, they started chopping up trees and throwing big trees in the ditch there, so. I don't know if we go look at that, revisit that, or. Is it one
Yeah.
part of the job when we originally looked at? I'm just curious.
I go up there and I'm gonna go up there this afternoon. I couldn't do it yesterday, but I'll go.
I mean, he said they're pretty good sized trees. They caught and rolled right in the ditch, a bunch of them, so. That's gonna be, and as you know, it's not easy to get in and out of there, so. And I haven't personally seen it yet, they just called me and told me and gave me a heads up, basically.
You need a copy of that sign? See, that's that one you looked at. They sent over a. That's fine, yeah. That's fine. They sent over a, more or less a blank copy and I sent it to Jacob so he could take a look at it. So they just sent me one with our name on it. But yeah, they took the information that I have already from 2007, was it, when BLZ did a huge section corner survey of the whole county. So they have all that information and supposed to get back to me on where they want us to put together a game plan on where they want to start. And that sort of thing. So you gotta get caught back up because the last company, I don't know if you remember that, they sent me like 3 line drawings. And no receivables other than that. They wanted me to bring a backhoe out and dig because I thought there was old stones, the actual stones they wanted to find. Like, well, we don't have anybody do that right now. Skip those. You know, keep going. I never got any more information except a bill. So I don't even know what I'm paying for. So I didn't pay it. And now, of course, they gotta talk to me.
You required by law to be.
Yeah, 10%.
10%,
You replace 5% and verify 5%. And what these guys do is they'll go out and. Because in the past, he was explaining to me, surveyors in the past would set one 6 inches from the one that is existing. They said it caused all kinds of problems, so they straighten that out too. If they find that situation, they can straighten that out and verify which one is actually supposed to be, because now they do everything with GPS, and it's, you know, you're not turning angles around a mile square anymore like you used to, but so it's a lot more accurate, a lot more. Yeah, yeah, but no, well, when I first started using GPS, we were just tickled if we had 7 satellites. Well, now they're working with 30, you know, there's just so many satellites, and it's Chinese satellites in Russia, and we're tied into all of them now, so it's, yeah, they've got it. As far as location, now elevation with GPS is still a little, you know, within an inch or so, but location is dialed in pretty tight. Especially if you use a base unit. And yeah, it's pretty amazing what they can do with that. And now it doesn't even care about tree canopy, it'll blow right through that. It's pretty impressive. He was explaining it to me.
Anything else?
Bo and Brent, you two are gonna get together and look at the denim to revisit,
Oh,
but it's still.
you can.
Yeah, no,
I'll just joke.
So the
Oh, yeah.
contract
I'm just,
is
yeah,
due date is September 1st.
Right, right. Yeah, well, I'll be there. It is what it is. When I get there, we're gonna have to deal with it. So I just want to bring it to the attention.
I know we get a lot of calls in the fall
Yeah.
once it gets wetter.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna be there real shortly here, so. And we'll see what's in there.
Anything else? Make the motion to adjourn. Motion is second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? You get this back. Thank you. Thank you. What?